Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Queen's Podcast. My name is Queen Ramaya, as y'all already know, and today we're going to have a new special guest. And she will come in a few minutes. So, while we do that, we are going to wait. As I sip my water here. It looks gonna snow. Cause today is Friday and it's supposed to snow today. Okay. And I think I see a view. And I think it's her. Come on in the live. All right. Okay.
Well, hi,
Hello.
beautiful.
Hey.
How are you, Capricorn gang gang? Look at that face.
Period, Capricorn. How you doing today?
I am well, baby sis. How are you?
I am awesome. I can't wait to do this interview with you.
I know. I've been so excited about it. So excited.
Me too. So you ready to get started?
Look at Trey. Look at my son. Look at my son. He is too messy.
All right, we're going to start with the intro.
Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to Queen's Podcast. My name is Queen Ramaya. I am an entrepreneur. I am a podcaster, a music artist, and as well as a public figure for alternative Black individuals. And so today we have our special guest. And would you like to introduce yourself to us?
I am Mother Meechie, Iyoba, Soul Rebel, Auntie, so many different things. Real mom. This is my aggravating son, Trey. Say hi, Trey.
Hello.
He just wanted to come in. I did. Most people do, call me mom. I am a celestial mother. I'm a godmother, but I call myself a celestial mother. I have, like I said, nieces, nephews, godchildren, all over the United States. They know me, like I say, as mom. I'm there for a lot of advice, no judgment, and just getting you to see exactly where you need to be in your evolution in life, because that's what life is all about, is evolution and growth. So I'm kind of like the coach for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yes.
Yeah. And when you're ready, you'll yell, "Put me in, coach," because I'll get you right now. You already know.
All right, we're gonna go ahead with the questions that I have for you today.
Okay.
And the first question that I have for you is, what is your brand and what is the name of it?
Okay, let me say hi to my baby. Hi, Jules. I see you. Baddest in Florida. That's one of my babies. Actually, there are two. I operate under iRelife Branding and Coaching, where I help different businesses see where they can be uniquely different from other people that are in the like the same brand companies.
Right.
It's very important to remember that Dow does not worry about what Coast is doing. And so what my job is to do is to talk to you, figure out how you can expand yourself as an individual. That's one portion of what I do. The second portion is the Formidable Daughters Association, which is a coven of 15 women We've known each other for over 3 years. These are all of my god sisters and my goddaughters. And we do a lot of spiritual and emotional awareness work with ourselves and in the community.
The shadow work is that type of stuff.
Yes, it gets deep.
Yeah.
It gets deep. And I try to watch my terminology, Queen, because a lot of times it's perspective. It's how you look at things. And in between the two, that was the most important thing with me working with people. Everybody is an individual. Everybody is different. And I guess what I'm really trying to express today is you have to be you. I'm going to deal with you on you. So I need you to be the real you. I found so many times that people bring the representative and they don't realize that is why they're not getting the things that belong to them, because they're bringing the representative. So they're only getting the energy that they're putting out.
Exactly. Put on the mask for everybody else. But they want them to know who. Yeah, instead of what they really are.
Right.
But when somebody call them out on their shit, then that's when they get mad.
Exactly. Oh, we can cuss?
Yeah. No judgment zone.
There's
no judgment zone.
A cusser. I was trying to hold it together, but yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's in that shadow work. Let me start over. In that shadow work, I get on your ass. And I tell my babies that in the sessions, like, I'm on your rump only because I want to see you be your best. And it's not an easy job to be that person, but it's rewarding to see the growth. It really is.
Right. Because I've done some work within myself a lot too, behind the scenes.
You have. Yes, ma'am, you have. And look, hey, perfect manifestation of what you do when you tune into yourself. I will never forget my first interaction with you. You were, Wonder Woman was an icon for you, is an icon for you. Also, the fabulous Sagittarian Nicki Minaj, I'm gonna give her hers. I fuck with Nicki heavy. For the simple fact she is an individual. She takes a lot of flack, a lot of trolling. Nicki be like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Fuck these people. Mm-hmm. I'm beautiful and I'm gonna be myself. And I just want to see everybody be that way.
Right. And then when me and you first met, years ago, what year was that? 2017?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, so my thing kind of messed up. So.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. Then also real stuff. I was like, I know you already know, because since the vibe from me that I was kind of I don't want to say messed up or broken, but
you were in transition. You were in a transition period. That is all that was. And the fact, like I said, the whole astrology piece, when I met you, you were literally me. Capricorns are very observant. And, we put up that wall until we can kind of take it. Sometimes it's pebble by pebble. Sometimes it's brick by brick. It still depends on the socialization as well. But I saw your gifts and I saw where your direction was going. And, I was patient with you and you were patient with me and we worked through it.
Yes.
And now, look at us now, baby. Come on, God, today we did that. Yes.
Yes. Period. Oh, period. I did a country.
Yes, I cannot.
Did the country style. Period. Now, period. Period. Let me take this little bit of drinks and lubricate my throat.
I know it. I was just gonna ask you, could I smoke my Black and Mild? Black and Milds are cultural for me, so it's my second part of my piece.
Okay. All right. And then let me see. What's the second question? All right. Now, question number 2. What motivated you to build your brand, and what is the purpose of it?
My life. Everything that I do is about my life. With me studying astrology, I've studied astrology for over 20 years. That placement of the stars is everything. And as I look back over my life, there were some things, maybe if I could get into the charts, like I could get into the charts now, it changes your path. I would realize that, my moon is in Venus, so I'm going to be really, really passionate about things. And just imagine being a passionate person, but growing up in a religious, really strict religious home that would not allow me to be myself. So I grew up passive aggressive, and a lot of my relationships, I reached out to people that I thought made me feel good, So within my life, I feel like I got the cheat code for y'all. I just turned 50, January the 12th. All praise due to Olofi for that, for God, the Most High for that. And I just don't want to see young women or young men, more so young women though. This is why I have the formidable daughters. The word formidable actually means a worthy opponent. So if you got a coach that got all the cheat codes and gonna give them to you, I'm gonna give it. As long as you do the work, I'm gonna give it to you. Why not? Right. And it's also, like I say, rewarding and enjoyable to get in, to work, to see people grow. I just love it. And especially with couples, I'm big on love. I don't care what kind of love it is. If you find love in this cipher, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Okay. And número 3.
Okay.
What was your life like before building your brand?
In and out.
Okay.
When you second guess yourself, you can be the world's best saboteur. You are your worst critic. I had to learn to show a lot of compassion for myself. I had to learn to forgive myself for a lot of things. And the biggest transition that I had in May of last year was I started to practice lukumi, which is a African traditional practice. With where you talk to what we call our egun. Those are the people that are directly related to us, like our mother, father, their mother, father, and you give veneration to them. And also with the ancestors, the Orisha. And let me just say, with spirituality being as trendy as it is today, I just want to tell people, just watch out for the charlatans. Watch out for the people that aren't sincere, because that was a lot of my life before too. I was reaching for something, but I wasn't sure what it was. And I went in and out with different egos and attitudes till I finally found, a wonderful, what they call an elay, a family that I felt secure in to be myself. Because like I say, that's what I teach. I would be hypocritical to be somewhere and be something different than myself. So when I found a good elay, I found some wonderful padrinos. Shout out to to all of them, my god brother Antonio. When I found my tribe, my life got better, and it inspired me to do what I'm doing now, to coach, to life coach, and to do branding.
I'm so happy. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Yes, and you were a part of it too. Because like I say, as I saw people transition, from my thoughts and from my observations, it's rewarding. It's just rewarding.
Right.
So it's not even really, like work. The great Bob Marley said, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's another reason I'm so proud of you. You fit right in. This is you. This is you, Pudding, all day.
Yes. Because I just filed in my LLC, like through the mail and all that, to the business registration with the Secretary of State, down in Raleigh and all that. And then I'm trying to do the right way, you know what I'm saying? The legal way.
And take that word trying out of there. Take that word trying out of there. You're going the right way.
I'm going the right way. Okay. And then what was I gonna say? Yeah, like me personally, I try to not try. Ooh, I got.
But you see, So that's one of the things, that I teach in my sessions. We have to be aware of what we say, because literally as we speak, we are spelling.
Word, sign, and power.
Right, exactly. We're casting spells. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I will make a change in this community due to my differences. And when I first started expressing myself with the different styles and the different wigs and, my personas, as well as me doing things differently than the rest. Because I don't follow no crowd. I don't follow herds.
Absolutely not. Not supposed to.
You just can't.
Right. We're not sheeple. We're not sheeple. No.
No.
Never.
So everybody was looking at, because everybody what the hell she got on? Like, why is she doing this way? Why is she doing it that way? Mm-hmm. And then they'll try to destroy you.
Right. And it will, if you allow it. But that's when you have to call your power and your birthright to be any, all, and everything you are called to be.
Right.
And so what I teach also is, what other people think or say about you, that ain't none of your business.
No.
None of your business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It's got everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. You are to live your life, because if you don't, your higher self will kick your ass. That's where depression comes from. That's why people have confusion. You're not confused, sugar. Just do what you're supposed to do. Do what your thoughts are telling you. Those are your aides, guides, protectors, and your higher
go by your instinct.
This is what you need to do. And when you don't do it, that's when your issues come in.
Yep. That's why I say that's what we have senses for. Go by your instincts.
Exactly. You are given those senses to enjoy. Your physical body, in the science of astrology, we're taught that your physical body is for your observation and for your experience. Your astral body, or your soul, or your ego, is there to evolve, to grow, and to be emotionally aware. And that is not something that we learn as children, especially in the melanated community. So it's going to be folks like us just to stand up, and be disturbing. Because I know I disturb homes. I know I make people mad. But that's okay. I'm a catalyst for change. Because you're going to have to deal with me. You don't have to like me. But you will respect my space. Period.
Yeah.
I catch flack for how I am. When you 50 years old and I got the, the long braids and and it's me. It's my spirit. It's who I was called to be. You be who you were called to be, and everything will be just fine. But the world just makes it really hard, and especially melanated people. I hate to say that, but we do. We just make it so hard for each other, just nitpicking about petty things. Where they concerned about that beautiful wig you got on. Somebody's being abused, or another child is hungry, or another child can't read. Come on, y'all. Y'all arguing about bonnets and shit. No. Ugh. No, let's be serious about our survival. Let's be serious about us while we're here.
Coming together, doing better as a community.
Exactly. Because if you mind your business, poo, and I mind my business, poo, we great. I ain't never
mind business that pays you.
Right. Never seen nobody wanting to fight, and they was minding their business, and somebody else was minding their business. Mm-mm.
Yeah, this don't make no sense. Make it make sense. Okay, and then the fourth question I got.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm looking at my notes. I took notes. You know how we do.
Yeah, me too. I got notes right here too. So, what was the biggest challenge with your specific role right now? And how are you going to overcome it?
Probably just what I said. I know I am I'm disturbing lives. I need for people to look at things differently. And we receive itas in Lukumi. And that's your life path. It tells you who you are and what your destiny is. And one of the things with me being a child of Eshu is truth. And a lot of people they really don't like the truth. And especially when it comes to something, as far as family and our socialization. So I would say just overcoming the fear of what people would think and standing 10 toes down and saying,
stand your ground.
Hey John, I just see my coworker, one of my brother coworkers joining in, and he'll tell you I used to start my classes out with, what we're not gonna do. Like, you have to establish healthy boundaries in order to have peace in your life. And some people just don't want to hear that. They feel like you're aggressive. I'm being aggressive if I say, can I have some space? Or, I don't want to hear what you're talking about. I miss you too, love. And healthy boundaries can be offensive. But here's the thing. I got to survive. This is about me. I create my own narrative. So it's important to always remember that and overcome the fear of what people think about you. Because that thought can't hurt you at all. At all.
No, it sure does not.
At all. But yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head.
And especially with when it comes to religion, that's a hot button topic. I have celestial family members, that are, Muslim, atheist, agnostic, Christian, Pentecostal holiness, and we can all respect each other. It should never get to the point where we're arguing about, whether my God is bigger than your God. That's stupid.
Right.
The whole thing of God and the concept of the universe is to be a decent individual, yes. And that's not being decent. What does your God do for you? If your God gives you gratitude and grace and everything that you need, go on about your damn business. Live in Jubilee. Why are you worried about what I'm doing? And that's right. The message that I'm pushing. And, I'm getting behind people that want to be themselves, to give them the affirmations and the spiritual work that they can do to be themselves and move the fuck around, because people will stop you. People will stop and steal your destiny. And this is where you have to sit down and really do a lot of self-evaluation to see which way you go,
Yeah.
And that's
then there's a thing that I want to discuss. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You fine, baby.
And there's a thing that was in the back of my head that I want to say. Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Yes. That's the big topic right there.
Yes.
Now, with the trauma bonding, like we had back then when we first meet that individual, when we first get their, masking of what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not what they really are, but later in the years, or it could be in days or weeks or months, even years, until we find out who that person and the individual really are.
Mm-hmm. And do you know?
Huh?
Do you ever really know?
No.
Nope. So you see how you take that expectation out of your life? That's the path of least resistance. Like, I know what you show me. You could tell me anything. I know what you show me. Right. And with the thing with trauma bonding is, okay, this is where we look at our words. When people trauma bond, you are gravitated toward that person because it's something familiar to you. Something that you have been socialized with as a child, and it stayed with you as a norm. Okay. So when you see it, you gravitate toward it, they gravitate toward you, and then you start building more wounds because nobody's healing. And, it turns into a bunch of gaslighting. We all know the terms, the narcissism.
Manipulation.
Right. Manipulation. And, people always worry about, people believe that magic is some Disney shit. Okay. Let me break it down. Right. Magic and energy, that's not that Disney shit. You have to realize the thing that you most fear as far as witchcraft is concerned is energy. People can manipulate you to do anything they want you to do, including stay in abuse. So that's why I tell people, you can't judge a person that stays in a relationship that is abusive. Something is familiar to them, and that vibration, feels okay. And you on the outside looking in, and you see what's wrong. It's not for you to tell them, though. You can tell them if you love them, but they have to get it for themselves in order to break that bond.
Yes.
Because it's so
true.
Even if it's, being called stupid or cussed at or pushed around or, taken advantage of, financially. It's something that they know, so they stay. So what you have to do is, just constantly love that person. Hey, how you doing? I was just thinking about you. Just simple things. And you would be surprised at the energy that will shift simply because of that. Because it's like, wow, this person is not in my cipher every day, but they took a second to think about me and say, I love you and I care. And here I am in the damn house with somebody who really don't give a shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually it will work, but you have to leave them in their vibration. And that's another thing that I'm big on energy. I'm big on energy. I may love you with all my heart, but if you are not working on healing yourself and evolution, every time I have to stop and help you, I'm bringing down my vibration.
Yeah.
Still do. What do we do? What do they teach us in the medical field when you have a wound? You have to apply pressure, right?
Pressure to it.
I'm
yes.
that pressure. Like, don't call me talking to me about the same thing over and over again, because I'll get you right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about this the last time. What did I ask you to do? What looks the same? What looks different? Because sometimes you just have to have that. You have to have somebody be on your ass or you won't do it. And I'm that person. And it's amazing. They come back every time. I love my clients and my godchildren. But I don't play with their asses. Talk. Because I want to see you be your best. Period.
Exactly. That's what would get me. Like they.
Yeah. And I actually do couples now.
Oh, you do?
I do couples, Queen. Yes, ma'am. And that has been amazing too. I do them together, and then I do some separately with the men. And one of the things that I always speak on my platform is I do not teach men. I learn from them and I share my experiences, but I can't teach someone that's not wired like me. I operate
exactly
how the moon operates. My energy, although I feel like we encompass.
Because the moon is a feminine energy, right?
Right, feminine
and psychic abilities.
Right. But my feminine baby, you can't tell me nothing, okay? And I feel I respect the masculine energy in that same manner. And what I'm learning is, it's some men that are really doing the work. They are really doing the work because, especially with them, they're socialized not to cry. My favorite example is I hate to see little boys running and the little boy fall and everybody say, get up, get up, get up, don't cry. And it's like, bitch, I fell. You know what I'm saying? It hurts. Why wouldn't I damn cry? When children are young, my goddaughter and I were talking about the other day, you have emotions. We are sexual beings. That's a part of who we are. Stop talking to your children like it's a bad thing and explain it to them. When your kids come home and they have their little crushes or whatever, don't tease them about it. Talk to them about it. Well, when you see the little boy or little girl, how does it make you feel? Well, why do you like it? You know what I'm saying? Prepare them for a higher level of intimacy. Don't scare them away. And I was guilty of that as a parent. I was one of those parents, Queen, where it was like, you don't have no boyfriend or girlfriend until you got a job. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But what about the emotional part? That emotion of, when I see her, I get butterflies. That ain't gone nowhere. So how do I address it? Especially as, a single melanated woman raising a son. So we have to be more aware. That's where the reset is going to be with these kids. So I tell everybody, y'all, the young people, I knock all this shit over. Because there are some people my age who refuse to listen. And we have to work together. We have to work
exactly.
It's shit that I don't know. And it's, shit I know that you don't know. So let's work together. And it's beautiful,
right.
When it can happen. But I'm like, this is, if they can't get with me, if you can't get right, you get left. Like, we have really got to learn to work more with people that work with us. I ain't got time to focus on your pet peeves or what irritates you. You know, that has nothing to do with what we're doing
or
as
it's my
far as
way or the
loving
highway.
ourselves. The love movement is a real thing. Exactly. I love that song by Erica Banks, The Best. And she just lets you know I'm the GOAT. I do things my way or I don't. It doesn't. You feel me? And you have to be that way. That's happiness. Mm-hmm.
Then the thing is that I feel like really sorry for the like with the especially our melanated males with the they was conditioned to not cry, not have no emotions, don't feel nothing. You ain't supposed to feel this way, you're not supposed to feel that way, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they wonder why they don't show emotions towards anything, and they end up
and I'm gonna say this too, and I'm gonna make some people mad, but you know I don't.
Okay.
Go ahead. Black folk don't like science. They don't understand science. They don't like to study science, because if they did, they would not go so hard as they go as far as homosexuality is concerned.
Right.
You have to understand that it's genetics. It's genetics. It's energy. And it is what it is. Like, you cannot beat the gay out of your children. You cannot, excommunicate the gay out of your children. And when it has gotten to a point where children are 10, 11, 12, 13 years old contemplating suicide because they can't be themselves, that ain't right. It's just not right. So, I have a lot of, as we call them, my rainbow babies. Leave them the fuck alone. Like, I will knock all of this shit over for them, because let them live their life. What they do in their personal time has nothing to do with you. And what you need to figure out is why you have time to be consumed with it. This is what I don't understand.
Right.
You ain't got nothing else to do in your straight life but be worried about me. Like, that it's preposterous. I don't get it. So, I'm working hard on that too. Just that emotional awareness with parenting. My daughter lives an alternative lifestyle. And when we had a conversation about it, it broke my heart, because her thing was, she was just, tearing up, crying. And I was like, baby, what's wrong? And she was like, Mama, I just didn't want to embarrass you. And I'm thinking to myself, how many children are feeling that same way, and how many children can't just come out and say, how they feel about their life or what they want to live. What if my child is taking her life? So I take that very seriously. And when I'm coaching or talking to them, I'm real. I'm very real. If you're a male and you decide to, to wear wigs and makeup and lashes, I tell them, baby, you already know that the world wants to whoop your ass. So when you go, you better walk heavy, but travel light. You better know what you out there doing, but live your life. You understand? So, I find myself in a position sometimes where I just have to let people know. I really have to let people know. Live and let live. The great Jimi Hendrix said, you cannot die for me, so you surely can't live for me. And that's what I express to my babies. I get hot when I get to that, baby. You hear me? I will get on my.
I understand,
because it's the hurt. I know babies that have had to run away. You know what I'm saying? And try to find some kind of pipeline for help. And then in New York, a lot of them end.
I'm sorry.
You fine, baby. Go ahead. Because honey,
what makes it so bad is like especially when I sit down and I be around other relatives, and they be like, well, if you like this certain same sex, then something wrong with you. I ain't gonna deal with you no more.
Okay, that's fine. You didn't need to be in my life in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about being real, Pooh. You said what the fuck you said. Either you gonna stay or you gonna go. Is it gonna be fast or is it gonna be fucking slow? Like, that is how you live your life. I ain't worried about that, because if you were supposed to be there, you would be there. See you later, bye. Let me see your head get small, budgie, all of that. And I'm so proud of you for putting in work for yourself the way you wanted to do it. You hear me? The way you
Yes, ma'am.
do it. And that's why, babe, you've been so successful, because you've used your gift, skills, and talents to follow your destiny, not anybody else's. I remember, everybody in my family was nursing. Everybody wanted to be a nurse. No. I want to help another way. I want to heal another way. And that's okay. But like,
it's always ways.
That melanated family, it's and really, I feel like it's the residuals of slavery. It's the separation. When one of us decides to go to college, or one of us decides to do something different, like, it's okay to separate and do things differently. That does not mean that I love you any less. It just means I love myself enough to go do what I need to do and make our family proud. It may not be proud for you, but it's proud for me. And I will create traditions for myself and for my loved ones. That's life. Everybody else, we don't give a fuck about that. Period.
Mm-hmm. That's what they wonder why their kids like.
Crazy, but
and that's why they wonder why their kids like go on a different path. They wonder why they like, going by what they saying, because you're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to tell me what my path is, because this is my individuality. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Exactly. And then the thing with ancestors, we can't pinpoint ancestors. People say ancestors, but we can't pinpoint them. But here's the thing. No. You don't know if there was an ancestor many moons ago that was the same way you were. It would explain some of the reason of why we are the way we are. Nothing, no thing just happens. But we, that's another thing. Melanated people, we got a lot of secrets. We got to stop that shit.
Yeah.
Stop that shit. If you know it's an uncle or brother or aunt or somebody that is inappropriate, address that shit. I don't give a fuck.
Don't police the daughters and the children on what to wear around the house. There's men in the house. Change your clothes. Ain't them shorts too high for that? Ain't your clothes too tight for that?
It's a shame that you have to be careful like that. It's no different from you being on the beach. But inappropriate is inappropriate. And you will not come in my house and look at my children, male or female, in a sexual capacity. Or I beat that ass. You gonna see me on sight. You know what I'm saying? But people feel like, because it's uncle such and such or reverend such and such, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to say anything. Well, this is where we draw the line right here. I will call your ass out because I'm clear about my beauty and my bullshit. So I'm gonna need for you to be clear on yours too, especially when it's affecting these kids. And that's where a lot of the psychological trauma that we continue to go through life from comes from stuff like that. You know how many of my godchildren have been molested by people in their family? You know how many have been molested by boyfriends, and they told their parents, the other parent, and nobody did a thing? And then they wondered why they grew up and their sexual connection didn't feel normal to them. And it's because something that was sacred was taken and manipulated. See what I'm talking about? Now that's witchcraft.
Yes.
Y'all worried about that Disney bullshit? That's witchcraft. Okay? At its finest. There is no way in the world that we should not be protecting and providing for our children, no matter what their lifestyle. That's your family. But now if it's toxic and you can't get along with them, absolutely, you have to remove it from your life. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. It doesn't mean that at all. It's impossible, even when you are breaking up in a relationship. Why tell yourself a lie that I can't stand them and I don't love them and I don't... Deal with the pain. You got to be the Titanic in that shit. You got to face that shit head on and deal with it. Because if you don't, you're only going to sit there. You got to what? Apply pressure to the wound. I got 4 A's that I live by, Queen. Accountability, awareness, acceptance, and acknowledgement. And in any situation in life, if you put them 4 A's in there, baby, it works it out. It works it out. But the hardest A is acknowledgement and accountability. That is hard for us as humans because we feel like we can't discuss our weaknesses. But you have to understand, when you decide to look at your weaknesses and become vulnerable, being vulnerable is a superpower. Let me show you the perception in that. If I put myself out there like you put yourself out there, we just put ourselves out there. We ain't worried about nothing. Today, we came on this podcast. You put it on. You put your shit on. I put my shit on, and we came on in. We here for it. Okay? So that's vulnerability, baby. It is what it is. But see, if I'm not vulnerable, I'm guarded when I put myself out. And then if something happens, I feel like, damn, I made a stupid choice. You see the difference? As opposed to just myself out there, come what the fuck may. And then, I don't know. Okay, well, I choose it. Oh, shit, I fucked up. It's different energy. It's different energy. So, being able to pinpoint your weaknesses, where you've had hurts, where you've had traumas, if you're open to sharing, that's what I'm here for. That's what the sessions are for. We're going to start there. We're going to apply pressure. We're going to have some goals. You'll have assignments. I'm on your ass. Get them done. Evolution. Period. That's how that works.
Period. And would you like for the audience to know your Instagram for the soul salts and the bath salts?
See, I do so much. That's a part of the magic stuff. Salt has been used in spiritual work forever. That's why if you've ever been in the kitchen and you see somebody throw that salt over the left shoulder, that's to keep, evil out of your space or evil things from happening. So what I do is I make bath salts for, specific situations. I use the organic plants. I have basil, I have mint, I have rosemary, that I care for and love every day, because everything in life that we do, if we're talking about spiritual, is intent and motive. Why do we do what we do and get what we get? Okay, so with my plants and my herbs and everything, I give them love. And depending on what you need, if you need a scrub for money, I put the herbs and the salt for money. Put you some good smells in there. If you like a color, I do all of that. And I like doing it that way because it's like that old big mama, that old big mama Joan going on. You feel me? Like I call it witch bitching in the kitchen, baby. I be in there mixing it up. I'm speaking intentions. You know what I'm saying? And it works. I get good results. People tell me all the time, I feel so much better. My biggest one is called Crystal Clear Clarity. And it's a jasmine, a shea butter, a mango. And it's just relaxing. And especially you, baby, you all the way island. You get into the people's natural essence, and that salt draws it out. It draws it out. So when you get out that bath, baby, you feeling like everything you told me you wanted to feel. Because that's the attention and the love and the energy that I put into what you have. So on IG, it's Soul Rebel Salts and Sugars. And I'm also One Magic Supernatural. And like I said, if you need a session, DM me. I do natal charts, the astrology, erotic astrology, the couples counseling, the bath salts. I dress candles. So I do a lot. But my biggest thing is being a godmama. That's the biggest thing I do. And I'm 24 hours, baby. When I leave here, I want to be a hood legend. You heard what I said. My baby called me, and if I have to come, or if I have to light one of these, your candle is your silent prayer.
Yes, it is.
Says what you needed to say, baby. You hear me? That's magic. And it's all intent, motive, and energy.
Do you know how to make incense?
Yes, I actually just got a new business partner, and he knows how to do the incense, the cones. We're working as far as getting some resin and stuff done. But Rome is he is absolutely amazing. He's going to be an amazing piece to it too. He also does tarot. And I think that he'll be a big piece in this because we need more melanated men that are like really, really tuned in with the crystals and the cards and all that stuff. Because I think that will motivate other men to do it. I mean, they're out there now. They are out there. But I want to see it more so that we all as a community can just come together and vibe and not worry about all this 6 o'clock news bullshit.
Right.
You feel me?
I don't got a TV in my room, period.
Exactly. And there's Draco. There's Draco barking. Lord have mercy.
Oh.
But yeah, I envision a community where, you know, it's just us, even as far as policing is concerned. You know, we won't have a need for that because, you know, we'll have our area secured. When you come through, state your name and business. What are you here for? You know, family, where children know their neighbors again, going to the same schools, you know, getting the education that is important. You know what I'm saying? If you read any at all, and reading is so important. Please get y'all some books. Get them paperback books. I know, you know that.
Yeah.
I get all that.
The ebook shit.
Bookcase, right? A bookcase, sugar, and start to build you a library. If you read, I've forgotten what book it is. I hate I don't have it for y'all, but if you want the information, hit me up. I'm gonna have it to you. We actually only need a 6th grade education to function in this.
Wow.
6th grade. That's your alphabet. That's basic math. That's nouns, verbs, you know, placement, and the rest of it is socialization. Because, you know, we all have different dialogues depending on where we are. You know, because I give it to you from the hood or the high rise. You know, I can use my big word, or I can come through with my 8 little hood words, period. You know, so vernacular, that's the word for it. You know, you want to have vernacular because people want to say you act white or you talk white. No, baby, the only color we concerned about is green. You understand what I'm saying to you?
I can act a color.
We need right. How do you act white? Because I speak proper. And here's the thing: did you know that you speak the way you write? So this is why it's important to, you know, do affirmations, writing complete sentences. Once again, here, that's you casting your spell. You want complete things to happen in your life, complete manifestations. It's all a process, and it's about, you know, self-discipline. You have to discipline yourself to do what you do. When you get ready to do your show, I was like, look at my boo in her shit. She in her zone. You know, 30 minutes, Meech. We're going to, that's all ritualistic. You have learned to be disciplined because this is your craft, and this is what you love. You see the big. This is why you're able to be ritualistic about what you do, because you're doing what you love. God, today, if I could just get people to see that. Love yourself. Do what you love, baby, and everything gonna fall in line. Everything that's yours is coming right to you. I promise. I promise.
Yes, it will. And thank you for sharing your products and services.
Oh, thank you.
And I will most definitely put that out there. For the audience to shop for you. Shop with you. That's what this podcast is about: entrepreneurship and coming together as a community.
Absolutely.
And and my last question for you today, and that'll be the last question for the episode for today.
Let's go. I have enjoyed it.
What type of change would you like to see within the industry?
That's a good question. I think more truth. I think more individuality. You know, when I was little, Pooh, we imagined so much. And that's why I think I fell in love with you, because your imagination was so big. You know,
yes,
we would, you know, when you would get into fights with your cousins and stuff, you know, they might say, okay, I hit you with, you know, the mega ray, and you say, nah, you can't, you know, you can't fuck with my super, you know what I'm saying, my super ostracized mega ray, you know what I'm saying, like, you build yourself up, and you know, you play different things, and you use your imagination. Now everything is given to you. I enjoy what you do. You know why? Because you are allowing people to speak and experience things on their own. You know what a game got fucked up with me? Influencers.
Ooh.
Oh, baby, I'm on their ass, and I know they'd be like, oh my God, is she? How the fuck do you have a whole job and get paid to tell me what I like?
Right.
And everyone follows. Fuck out of here. Like, something is wrong with that. Robots, sheeple. And then you want to make life hard for us. Like, if that's what you want to do, go on and do it. But I need for people like you and people like myself and people that have that same vibe to stand up and say, we're not taking this shit no more. Life is about to get real different for y'all. Because you're going to get out my face and you're going to let me live my life in peace.
Yes.
In peace. Because you do, what I do does not disturb you. Like, being born in the 70s and watching how social media, the internet period, you know, I come from,
right.
You had to plug it up and you had to wait.
Yeah.
You literally had to wait. Y'all ain't gotta wait on shit. Y'all
the 5G shit.
Baby, let me tell you, we had the phones, the rotary phones, where if you fucked up
yes.
one, you had to hang that whole back up and start back up. That taught you patience. Y'all don't have that. Everywhere you go, you got a phone with you, baby. You had to wait till you got home to call, okay?
Right.
And you had 30 minutes. We were so happy when call waiting came along. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the things that should give you some form of stop, there is no form of stop right now. And the only goal is be like this, wear this, be like this, wear this. I try my best. The only thing that I really get now is like the white tees from Walmart. Anything else, I'm ordering it from somebody else. I'm ordering it from an entrepreneur. I don't like small business. When people say small business, I'm ordering it from original business. You feel me? Like, that's right. We want to watch our words. You ain't got a small business, baby. That's yours. You birthed that. That's amazing. That's wonderful. And especially as women, we have to remember that's what we do. We birth, we create. So when you're in a situation where you're not doing that, where you're not using your hands and your ears, God gave us these so we could hear beautiful things. He didn't give it to us for people to be hollering and cussing at us and shit. Our eyes are to see rivers and mountains and seas and beautiful things, our loved ones. Our mouths are to speak words, love and comfort and peace. You know, harmony. Yeah. That is the end game. Harmony.
Period.
Harmony. But we have that by allowing people to be themselves. So I need all them true blues to stand up and be themselves. And always remember, if don't nobody got you, and I said don't nobody got you, mama got you. I'm riding with you all the way to the gate because I want to see you do what you were destined to do. Period.
Because you have a lot of people in your group, and then when a war goes on, you don't know who the true killer is.
That's right. That's right. And now, you know, it's a masking. Everything is a masking. You know, it's always an underlying somebody that's manipulating something somewhere. So, you know, as far as energy, I'm always aware of who I'm tied into, or, you know, what I'm doing or what they're doing. And if I find out they're doing something different from how I live my life, my credo and manifesto, I cut you off. I will ghost your ass in a motherfucking minute. And I don't owe you an explanation because, see, I presented myself. You know, I don't like homophobic comments. You know, you can't get
phobic stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my people. I love my melanated people. However, I have white nieces. I have a white godson that has been with me since he was 11 years old.
Yeah.
So don't come around me with that racial stuff. I will cut your ass off.
Right.
You know, I realize we have been injustice. And yes, I love my melanated people and I will fight every day. But the white person is not my problem. Oppression is my problem. Oppression keeps me from harmony. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say we get shit twisted up. We get it misconstrued, and that comes from family. So we got to start resetting these babies so we can have new families And we got to get on the industry's ass and make them do the right thing with the truth.
Yep.
People, half of them people rapping, they don't sell drugs like that.
They be lying.
I used to be in the streets like that. That ain't what it is. Go out there with all that gold and money if you want to. Them jack boys is waiting for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't tell that part of the story. Tell that part of the story. You know? Tell about how when they called you about, you know, your homeboy laid out. Tell that part. You don't hear a lot of songs about that. That's the truth. Rappers that are really talking about things that go on in their life, the truth, I can respect that because we need that perspective. But some of that bullshit I be hearing, they need to go ahead with that. And the other thing, vibration. One more time before we go. Vibration. Those songs are set at a low 808 drum to lower your vibration so you feel like, fuck it. And low vibration is fun. Don't let me get on here and fool you, baby, because I like to get ratchet with my ratchet friends. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. But see, that's me, and I'm honest about it. But for everybody else, I know how to pull myself back up and do what I need to do. But, you know, you got some people stay in that vibration. All they want to do is smoke weed all day. All they want to do is drink all day. You know, the vibration gets messed up. That music is not helping. So, you know, it's one big, let's sit down and tell the truth. Like, that's what we need. Come, as my grandma would say, come Jesus me. Just sit down.
Right.
And if you are here, no fence riding. State your name and business and get where you need to get. And then you'll have some harmony. You'll have some peace. Because I don't fool with people like that. I really don't. My goddaughter
Me neither.
calls it peopling. She said, we don't people well.
No. I done cut off a lot of people in the past years. And I know, like...
proud of you. I'm so proud of you, baby, because you worked. You did that work.
Yeah.
You did that work. Yes, ma'am, you did. And you went through some personal things. You know what I'm saying? With people that you loved and trusted. And that is what disturbs your spirit and your whole soul. And you have to get your ego and say, I love you. No matter what, I love you. No matter what, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love myself. And that's how you got through it. And I watched you. And in showing that you loved yourself, you know, you took your time and your effort and you went to school. You finished. You got that paper. You came on. You know, big sis, I'm going to, you know, do my podcast. And you did it. Keep going. You still doing the work. The work never stops. They call it shadow work. As long as you stand in the sun, baby, it'll always be a shadow behind you. So you got to always be emotionally aware.
Yes.
And if you ain't, and you in my life, I'm on your ass. Because I know when you're off the square. God, today. They'll tell you.
Right. Well, thank you, Meechie, for being a part of this.
I enjoyed this so much. And anytime,
me too.
You know, people want to come up with topics and want to come up, if you're open to discussing and you know, Queen is up for it, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here, baby.
I'm here for it too. Well, this is the end of the episode 7.
Hey, 7, that's a great number. I'm loving that.
7. And make sure you guys check out her business account with what you call that?
Soul Rebel
Thoughts. Mm-hmm. And make sure you look through, and if you would like to purchase from her, please DM her and let her know.
Yes, ma'am.
And she also do the sessions with her other account, which is One Magic
Supernatural.
Okay.
Yep.
And that is the end of the episode of the day. And hope you all have a beautiful day or night wherever you are.
Light and evolution, baby. Fuck these people.
And it's gonna snow out there.
Yes, I know. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. You know, you should go out in the snow. You Capricorn, just run out in it. Yeah, run out in it and say, winter is coming.
It was banned here. So,
all right, baby.
Thanks so much. I love you too.
Thank you.
Peace. Okay. Welcome to Queen's Podcast, Season 1. Please follow my podcast for more episodes in self-improvement, only available platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Spotify. Queen's Podcast will cover social issues, mental health, self-improvement within the Black community regarding Black females. And I will also like to discuss some business tips coming from an entrepreneur myself. Thank you for supporting this podcast and thank you for listening.